We are literally gonna go from the very top of Keystone Resort, and I'm gonna show you the entire run all the way to the bottom. So in this video, you're gonna expect to see what the conditions are like, as well as what train is open. Plus, as is commentary, I'm gonna go through a couple key points that I think are gonna be important if you have never been to Keystone, or if you plan on going to Keystone. I'm gonna, give you a couple little tips and tricks along the way. And just a note, this was filmed early season, so you're definitely going to notice that, some of the snow is going to be quite variable, especially on kind of a sunny, moderate sunny to cloudy day that it was today. Now, as you start your day off, at the bottom of the mountain, you have the option of taking the gondola or a chairlift. Now, I like the chairlift, especially on a day like this, because it was really hot, and underneath this BENETEK hoodie, I was actually wearing a hoodie, and I was sweating, so getting a little bit of airflow is super awesome. Another thing to note is you do have the gondola, and early in the morning, they usually pack, 6-8 people in there. They're definitely packing people up to get up on the hill. Once you're at the top, then there is a pickup park that is not featured in this video. That's going to be to your immediate left. Now we are cruising down School Marm. You're going to notice that the snow actually looks pretty good. The coverage is really amazing, especially being this early in the season. And you're gonna notice that the trail is open from edge to edge. There might be a little bit of dirt here and there. My goal with filming this video was to do a shot from behind so that you're not just looking at me riding, but you can be able to evaluate the left and the right side, of course. As we continue down the mountain, you're gonna notice that the train goes from this pretty wide run to a little bit more narrow. You're also gonna notice that it's relatively flat in certain spots. So if you are a beginner trying to ride the mountain, I would definitely be a little cautious of when you choose to go, or make sure you have your skills up to par so that you can be able to do what I'm doing here, which is allowing my board to go down the fall line, maintaining that speed, and I'm able to just do gentle heel side and toe side turns as I go down the mountain. So if you're just beginning and going back up to the resort, just spend some time up at the beginner hill, because this is a 2.5-mile run going from what is at the top to one chairlift. That's going to be like your shortest route. Now, there is the Montezuma chair, which I will point out in a little bit. That will be your 2.5-mile loop, which is going to take you back to the top. But like I said, this goes all the way down. We're talking over 3 miles of terrain. So if you're not super comfortable with riding this, it's going to be challenging. Now, moving on from that, you're going to notice that it is a little busy, but you're going to also notice that I'm constantly looking around. Plus, I love riding the side, or somewhat the side of the run. 2 reasons I do this. 1, I can trust that a tree is not going to jump out on me. So if I have the tree run to my side, then that's just one extra place that I can trust a little bit more. Also, by being on the side, most people are actually not comfortable being close to the side of the run, where there's the rope, there's weird terrain, there's multiple fall lines, or there's trees/hazards. So people tend to be in the middle of the run. So as I ride down, I'm definitely navigating the side of the run as much as possible. Also, depending on what time of day you ride, the sun is in different areas. So earlier in the morning, this right-hand side of this trail is super shady, and I don't like that. I'd rather be able to see what's underneath my board, so I tend to do this wide lap around, and it usually stays pretty sunny for the majority of the day. Now we're taking a nice sweeping turn. If you are on the right side of this run, it tends to be shady, but it also tends to be a bit icy. As you can tell here, a little bit of dirt on the left hand side, not a big deal, still plenty of area. On the right hand side, there is a slow zone. There's usually people hanging out there. It's a good place to rest if your legs are tired. Again, I'm hanging out on the left side, trying to just manage my area. Watching people as much as possible, what is going on left, what is going on right. People obviously are going faster than I am, as well as I may be some passing. But one big piece of advice when riding conditions like this is you know, being able to stay with the flow of the terrain. Like here, I tried to point out of the way that I saw a yellow jacket over a blind little roller with somebody down. I tried to wave to the people above me as just courtesy. Hey, heads up, there's somebody down. That is one thing that you definitely need to pay attention to, especially if you're like first day, feeling awesome, and you want to start going a lot faster. Then there's a lot of blind rollers, especially early in the season. People tend to not be able to use their brakes as well, or they're feeling pretty rusty and they may fall or stop in a not so awesome place. So definitely be aware or hesitant jumping over those areas that are super steep and have a blind landing, because you never know if somebody's there. If you're going to be doing that, I just suggest doing that more towards the middle of the week where there's less likely a chance of somebody being there, but there's still that possibility. As we cruise down, there's definitely a lot of people, but it's not that bad if you stay in the flow. The snow here was probably about 50 degrees, so it did get a little bit more slushy as we started going towards the bottom of the mountain. But with that slushiness, it was a little bit grabby, so I just had to make sure that I was constantly aware of my edge, which in this situation was actually a little challenging because I'm trying to film and make sure that I'm watching people and try to pay attention, and sometimes the edges are a little bit challenging. As we go around this corner, if you keep going directly down, like to the right, and I just kept going straight, you're gonna hit another chairlift, Montezuma, which allows you to take another lap back up. Now, down here does say no beginner terrain. You're gonna notice that already there's a lot less people, but with this no beginner terrain, it's very deceptive right here. This is my friend, we're talking real quick. I was saying something, how I love going through the gates because I never duck the rope, but then people block the gate to get in. I'm a big fan of not ducking ropes because I don't want to give anybody an excuse to try to pull my past, because I'm trying to snowboard every day and post a video every single day. So I was telling my friend how dodgy it was trying to get through there because people just duck the rope and I'm not willing to. But as we go down, it was very deceptive of, it's not that hard as far as if I was a beginner, even though the sign says no beginner terrain. And it starts to get really steep, but then again, it gets a little bit more narrow, which can just be really challenging if you are a beginner. And as we continue down this catwalk, managing my speed with my friend in front of me, just giving him a little bit of space, but also being extremely paranoid. And then I decided to pass him because it's more fun that way. And then just being able to space it out, look around, this catwalk gets pretty narrow, can be shady, can be a little icy. On the right hand side, a lot of people like to jib and play around, and there can be a lot of ice, so just be aware of a lot of people. Very congested kind of area. And then you want to be able to keep your speed up going across this section, but then you also got people who are still trying to navigate their heel side and toe side turn. They're trying to just figure it out, so it can be a little spicy going through this area, especially with the variable light conditions. And like I said, you're going to see somebody here on the left hand side didn't keep his speed up, kind of scooting along. I find that to be the most dangerous part, where there's just so much contrast in speed, where there's people going medium speed, because I would not say I'm going fast, but medium speed, and then people going really slow. So you're constantly just trying to evaluate. Off to the right here is another run, but that run up above is not open at this current time, so people are just hanging out, chilling. It's not a safety concern, but I choose to cruise down, again staying on the left hand side. It's kind of my happy place, trying to make these nice smooth turns. This video does not give it justice whatsoever on how steep or challenging these conditions are. Somehow we got to figure that out, but this is a lot more steep. You can see how many turns I have to take. You can see how much my board goes across the fall line, indicating that I'm picking up a lot of speed. So I'm definitely managing my speed, trying to keep it in control. And then sadly, or happily, if that's even a word, we are at the bottom of the run. We're not quite able to make it across the whole bridge just yet, but you can hop back on the chairlift and get another lap. Did you know that these goggles are 6% visual light transmission? So on gnarly sunny days like this, you're actually feeling pretty amazing, as well as you get a dark lens and a low light lens. Super freaking awesome. If you're interested in picking up a pair of goggles, check out the link down below, shop BENETEK. And if you tag me on Instagram or TikTok, I'll definitely give you a little shout out. Let's go. And definitely let me know in the comment section below what you think of this style of video, and specifically the angles that I was using. My goal goal is to elevate the top to bottom experience so that you are super pumped on snowboarding, but when you go ride, you understand everything that's going on and you can set the right expectations. Also, if you have any questions about the content, definitely join my live stream every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. where the community comes together, we vibe, hang out, and have a good time while talking about snowboarding. Plus, we're gonna do a secret giveaway for you notification/people who stayed here to the end. If you type in and you're the very first person, you're gonna win a sticker pack. Essentially, the secret word you need to type in is secret word -red potato. I'm gonna check the comment section as this video is posted, and the first person to tell me down below wins stickers. Let's go. See you tomorrow.